Hi there, I'm Luke Gamble, Chief Executive and Founder, Worldwide Veterinary Service and Mission Rabies, and I'd like to welcome you to Malawi. Take a look around. Absolutely breathtaking, isn't it? Stunning. We're standing together now on the shores of Lake Malawi itself in southern Africa. You see the birds sunning themselves on the rocks, the fishermen over there going out on the lake. I love Malawi. It's full of vibrant communities and some of the most warm and welcoming people you could ever hope to meet. Now, you wouldn't think it, but actually, just by being here, we're currently at risk from one of the world's deadliest diseases, rabies. Now, you might think rabies is an ancient disease, something of folklore and myth, but it's very real and very present in over 150 countries around the world. And in much of Africa and Asia, people die from rabies every single day. And every 9 minutes, a child dies because of it. And the most tragic thing about that is that it's 100% preventable. That's because rabies doesn't spread from person to person. It's passed on through dog bites. Over 99% of all human rabies deaths are caused by infected dogs. The virus circulates quietly within dog populations. And in countries like Malawi, where vaccines are hard to access for people, let alone for dogs, the virus keeps moving, silently, relentlessly, from street to street, village to village, claiming lives as it goes. This is Nkhudzi Bay in the Nkhudzi district on the southern shores of Lake Malawi. It's one of the poorest communities in the world. And rabies hits hardest in places like this, where poverty limits access to healthcare and veterinary support is almost non-existent. In this district alone, there are over 100,000 dogs, and until recently, hardly any were vaccinated against rabies. Families here live day by day, doing their best to care for their children, their livestock, and their dogs. But without access to vaccines or even basic information, they're left dangerously exposed. This is Maria with her mother and young daughter, 3 generations sitting together outside their home. Their life is simple, but full of strength and purpose. A few goats and chickens, a patch of land, and the quiet hope that this year's harvest will be enough to carry them through. Like so many families here, they do everything they can with what little they have. They live on less than $2 a day. Water comes from the village borehole. Every mouth to feed, every harvest, every animal's health, it all matters. And like every family, they hold tight to one hope: a better future for their children. And part of that daily life, part of that hope, are the family's 2 dogs. More than pets, they're protectors, companions, a valued part of the household. Like in so many parts of the world, dogs are woven into the rhythm of life here. And it's the eldest child, Kevin, who's been given the important job of caring for them. But there's something they don't know. In places like this, where vaccines and information are hard to access, even a single dog bite can be fatal. And here in the Nkhudzi district, where nearly half the population is under 15, dozens of children die every year from a disease that is entirely preventable. It's a risk made even greater by daily life. Children often walk long distances to school, alone and unsupervised, passing through villages where unvaccinated dogs roam freely. A simple journey full of routine can so easily turn deadly. But there is hope, and it starts with knowledge. In classrooms like this, we teach children what rabies is, how to avoid being bitten, and what to do if they do get bitten. The sessions are fun, engaging, and they just might save a life. Because something as simple as washing a bite wound thoroughly can dramatically reduce the risk of infection. The hope is that a child can then reach a hospital quickly for post-exposure vaccination. But in remote communities like this, where there are few cars, poor roads, and limited public transport, even getting to a hospital can be impossible. And then there's the cost. Transport, time away from work, the price of the vaccine, even if it's available, it's more than many families can manage. So instead of peace of mind, families live with fear. The only way to truly protect people, especially children, is to stop the virus at its source. This is the result of all that education. A community that understands the risk and turns up to stop it. Our campaign in Nkhudzi and the surrounding areas now vaccinates over 100,000 dogs every year. Now, we've worked here with the local village chief to raise awareness about what we're doing. We've got local vet students on board, community members and volunteers all helping us run programs just like this on a massive scale throughout Malawi. But what we've got to do is we've got to make sure we vaccinate 70% of dogs in any area in which we work. And that 70% is the magic number, because we've got to make sure that if a rabid dog comes into this area, in this community, the odds on it biting a dog that's already been vaccinated have to be more likely than not. And if we succeed that and do 70% of dogs, we'll break the cycle of transmission and we'll eliminate disease. And when vaccination day arrives, you can feel the difference. Children come proudly leading their dogs. The village comes together. The energy is real. The engagement is inspiring. The community stands with us. Each vaccine is more than just a jab. It's a shield against a deadly virus. A dog protected from rabies means a child protected too. A family, a village, a life. Rabies might be one of the world's deadliest diseases, but it's also one of the most preventable. But to beat it, we need your help. Please support us. Help us vaccinate more dogs, educate more children, save more lives. So together, we can make rabies history.